Hi friends, I'm Clara. Welcome back to Sweet Vintage Home. You know, the kitchen is often called the heart of the home, but because it's a place of work, it can sometimes feel a little bit hard. Between the smooth countertops, the wooden cabinets, and the shiny appliances, a kitchen occasionally lacks that soft, soulful touch that makes the rest of a cottage feel so inviting. Today, I want to share a simple, old-fashioned secret for softening those edges. Grandma's Wildflower Crochet Garland. We're going to look at how a few delicate, handmade blooms can completely change the mood of a bright cottage kitchen, making it feel less like a utility room and more like a garden-filled sanctuary. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, do you have a special handmade item in your kitchen that always makes you smile? Perhaps something passed down through your family? In many of our American homes, especially if you live in a cozy bungalow or a smaller farmhouse, the kitchen is where we spend a significant part of our day. We're there for the morning coffee, the Sunday afternoon baking, and the quiet evening cleanup. But because kitchens are full of functional surfaces, tile, stone, and wood, they can start to feel a bit sterile if we aren't careful. That's where the idea of a wildflower garland comes in. This isn't about cluttering up your workspace. It's about adding a whisper of texture. I remember seeing these delicate strings of crochet flowers in my own grandmother's sewing basket. She would make them with leftover bits of cotton yarn, creating little daisies, buttercups, and cornflowers. When you drape a garland like this across a window or along the top of a hutch, it breaks up those long, straight lines of cabinetry. It introduces a organic, soft shape that mimics nature. It's a very simple styling method that brings a sense of collected, not cluttered beauty to a space that often feels strictly practical. When we think about a wildflower garland for a bright cottage kitchen, the color palette is everything. To keep the room feeling airy and fresh, I love using shades that feel like a Midwestern summer meadow. Imagine cotton yarn in soft buttermilk white, a gentle sage green for the vines, and pops of cornflower blue or a dusty rose. If your kitchen has a lot of white or cream, perhaps you have a collection of ironstone or some white painted cupboards, a garland with butter yellow centers and cream petals adds just enough warmth without overwhelming the eye. The texture of the crochet itself is a lovely contrast to the smooth glass of a mason jar or the glossy finish of a yellowware mixing bowl. Unlike mass-produced plastic greenery, a crochet garland has a weight and a drape that feels real. It doesn't look stiff. It hangs with a natural grace that feels like it's been there for years, much like a well-loved quilt at the foot of a bed. It's that subtle American cottage identity, using what we have, making it by hand, and choosing colors that reflect the world just outside our kitchen door. Most people instinctively think of hanging a garland across a curtain rod, and while that looks lovely with lace cafe curtains, there are so many other ways to use this handmade detail. One of my favorite spots is draped over an old wooden peg rail. If you have a peg rail where you keep your linen aprons or your favorite wooden spoons, weaving a wildflower garland between the pegs adds a layer of cottage charm that feels very intentional. You can also use a shorter garland to soften the top of a kitchen hutch. If you have a collection of depression glass or vintage teacups on display, a string of crochet daisies tucked along the shelf edge creates a frame for those treasures. It connects the different pieces together. For those of us with smaller homes or tiny home kitchens, space is at a premium. We don't want bulky decor on the counters. A garland is the perfect small space solution because it uses vertical space. It brings the color up high, near the ceiling or under a shelf, keeping your work surfaces clear for actual cooking while still making the room feel decorated and cared for. I'm curious, do you prefer your kitchen decor to stay strictly functional, or do you like to tuck in little handmade surprises like this? Let me know in the comments. I always learn so much from your ideas. One mistake people often make with cottagecore decor is using too much of one thing. To keep the kitchen feeling balanced, I like to pair the softness of the crochet garland with sturdier vintage finds. Imagine a corner of your counter where you have a stack of old wooden breadboards. Leaning those against the backsplash provides a dark, rustic background. Now, if you drape a small section of a wildflower garland over the corner of the topmost board, the contrast is beautiful. The delicate yarn flowers pop against the aged wood. The same applies to your windowsills. If you have a row of herb pots, maybe some basil or mint in terracotta liners, stringing a garland along the lower sash of the window ties the inside garden of the crochet to the outside garden, visible through the glass. It's these little layering choices that make a home feel like it was put together over time, rather than bought all at once from a big box store. It brings back that feeling of an estate sale discovery, that one special piece that makes you stop and say, "Oh, my grandmother would have loved this." Now, because this is a kitchen, we have to be practical. I always recommend using a high-quality cotton yarn for these garlands. Cotton is durable, and if it happens to pick up a bit of steam or dust from your cooking, most handmade crochet pieces can be gently hand-washed and laid flat to dry. Safety is also key. We want our homes to be beautiful, but never at the expense of function. Always keep your garlands well away from the stove or any heat sources. I like to secure mine with small, clear command hooks or tiny brass nails tucked into the tops of the cabinets where they aren't visible. When you step into a kitchen that has these handmade touches, there's an immediate shift in how you feel. It brings back that Sunday kitchen atmosphere. The feeling that someone has taken the time to make the space beautiful just for the joy of it. It's a reminder that even in our busy modern lives, there is room for slow, handmade details. A crochet garland doesn't just decorate a wall, it softens the spirit of the room. A bright cottage kitchen doesn't need an expensive remodel to feel refreshed. Sometimes, all it needs is one thoughtful, handmade layer to bring everything together. Whether you've inherited a piece like this, or you're looking for a simple thrift store textile to repurpose, I hope this has inspired you to look at your kitchen through a softer lens. One little wildflower at a time, we can create a home that feels truly personal and full of heart. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me here at Sweet Vintage Home. If you enjoyed these ideas for handmade cottage decorating, please do give this video a like and subscribe to our community. I'd love to have you back for our next visit. Until then, I hope your home feels soft, bright, and very much loved. Goodbye for now, friends.